And we're off to the races again. This is Sketchup number 2, getting you caught up on everything I missed the last few months that I haven't been posting. And I got a little bit of an extended one for you. I think this video is going to push to about the 13-minute mark, so hang in there, because I got plenty to share. As you can see up in the upper right-hand corner, I have the reference shots that I used. Was trying to have them scrolling while I was working last video. I don't think that worked as well, so I'm going to rock this way. That also sets me up for them to be ready at the end of the month when I make the big sketchbook video. So there you have that. I think last time I was talking about basically the movies I had gotten ready for Roomies and Movies this week with Luke. We watched Chappie, Punisher, Mudbound, and Justice League. I'm going to talk about them a little bit more later. No spoilers, so don't worry about that. But first, I wanted to talk about a sketchbook project. I know if you've been paying attention, I've been kind of floating the idea. Jan has been too. But I think since I've done 12 months straight doing daily sketches, I'm going to try and make a 24-ish page sketchbook. I would just want something really loose leaf that I can staple together, that can be stapled together. I want my printer to handle that. So I think if I grab 2 pieces from a month, maybe a couple more, maybe a couple less from each month, but even it out, design it up so I have a sketchbook from this year that I can sell along when I table as well. That'd be pretty cool. That way I can pick and choose the best pieces from each month, because I definitely want to show the progress that I made this year. If you were paying attention, if you saw that January video, you can tell how rough I was for a lot of things, and how much improvement I made over this year. So that's going to be the big thing moving forward. I'm looking forward to compiling that at the end of the month. I think the marker sketches I did back in September are going to come into play. Maybe a couple commissions, maybe some other work, but we're definitely going to catalog everything that happened this year for the most part. On to Roomies and Movies. Chappie was not a hit with Luke as I thought it was. Like I said, I'm in love with this whole Blade Runner 2049 vibe, and Chappie had those same vibes, some concepts that were similar. I want to talk about Punisher more. I think I'm going to save that for the next video, probably coming in a couple days. Because there's more I want to explain. I don't necessarily want to say anything spoilery, but I definitely want to talk about it as a whole. Probably touch on the Netflix series for the Marvel world as well. Not necessarily spoiling anything, but just talking about how they're made, some of the concepts they're trying to hit on, stuff like that. So look forward to that next time. Mudbound is a new original on Netflix. Definitely worth checking out. It's about the couple of friends that come together over, I think it was World War One. It's either World War One. I'm pretty sure it's World War One, but it shows the segregation here in the USA. Really good. There's the gut punch, so you got to be ready for it. But at the end, near the end of the movie, but for the most part, put together really well. It's got the kid from Tron Legacy. Really liked it. And then Justice League. If you haven't seen it, I suggest seeing it. It's probably the best DC movie, which isn't saying much. Besides Wonder Woman, I really enjoyed Wonder Woman, but this one felt the most complete, like a comic book movie. And yeah, there's some flaws to it and whatnot, but I ended up enjoying myself at the end of the day. I was surprised because Luke enjoyed himself too, and he's been nothing but ready to thrash any DC movie. So You basically have our seals of approval for Justice League. I wouldn't say it's as funny as Thor Ragnarok. If you haven't seen that, definitely check that out. One of the funnier Marvel movies. It's probably middle of the map for the Marvel movies for me. I think it was trying a little too hard, but I like that it was a fluid concept and vision from like the director, and kind of didn't seem like it had much pushback from Marvel anyway. So that was a lot of fun. Justice League, like I said, I just left the theater enjoying myself. I think DC nails action shots. This was a lot lighter than their previous movies, like genuinely color lightened up. I think these characters coming together for the first time, this is a good way to do it. If you haven't seen, or if you have seen it, I suggest checking out the How It Should Have Ended thoughts and review. I'll throw the link for that down below as well. They came up with a great plan of what this movie should have been, but it hits on a lot of things that I would like to talk about, but I don't want to spoil anything, so I'll leave it at that. So, that's basically everything going on right now. Still coloring issue 8. Working on some fan art for the Thor movie, for Justice League now as well. I'll be putting together Stranger Things videos for 3 and 4 coming out next week. So look forward to that, dissecting the episodes and doing fan art as well. Kind of like this, but not quite like this. That's basically everything that's going on. I'll also throw a link to the chat from Roomies and Movies this week for the Twitch link down in the description as well. So now let's talk about a few things maybe that have slipped right past you. Let's put it that way. One, Gaz has finished issue 2. I think I saw it on his Instagram yesterday that he was done with the cover. I think he probably has to color it, but for the most part, he is done. Check his latest update for his comic series, The Horror A4. I'll throw the link to his latest video down below. Definitely worth checking out. I'm so excited to read that second issue. Just seeing the growth I've had over these years working on my project. I know he has a stronger art background history than I do, considering he went to school for it. So definitely looking to see what progress he has made, because the little tidbits that he's been dropping around the internet have been awesome to see so far. Secondly, Kevin Cross, the man, the myth, the legend that has started this whole crazy 100 days of making comics, has dropped a small anthology on Gumroad. Brings together 3 of his different stories. A lot of fun. The Monkey Mod Unmasked that you probably have seen before. There's also a silent story, little romance story. He talks about a little bit about that before going into it, but it was a lot of fun. He has such great character design that I really just love seeing all his work and studying it and seeing how I can improve my work. And then he had this little ninja assassin story that was pretty cute and fun. I think the whole thing is like 53 pages. It's up on Gumroad. Pay what you want. I tossed him a few bucks for it because, I mean, whatever Kevin Cross stuff I can get a hold of, I'm definitely going to get a hold of. So check that out. Tell him I sent you, because just cool sending friends to other friends' artwork. And then finally, we got Jeff Lafferty is making artwork again. This whole sketchbook thing that I'm trying to do is spurned by the sketchbook he's actually put together. He's done a lot of work and a lot of paintings and such, and has compiled this extremely awesome sketchbook. Art book, I should say art book. He's compiled this great art book showing off a lot of his paintings and such over the years. I love just flipping through that and seeing all his detail work that he gets done. I'm looking forward to putting something close, probably not even close to that, but showing progress at least. But he's back to making videos. He's back on his stop motion project. He's got the shed that he's working on, that all put together, showing off everything it takes to put this together. It's awesome seeing him build that set and make these rigs to make this whole project happen. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more of that. He also made an awesome video showing off a painting that he did for a indie film. I will show the link for that down below, so check that out if you get a chance. And yeah, I'm definitely liking sharing these friends projects, because, you know, without great friends, what else have you got to check out on the internet? I hope you're digging these little sketch videos. I think I'm going to try recording a few a week. Progress is kind of staggered at the moment, just because recording it, uploading it to Dropbox, getting it taken off Dropbox so I can put something else on there, and then making these videos is kind of, it's a process. It's definitely a process for sure. But enjoying November nonetheless, getting to work with these cars and different scenarios. I tried something with the smoke of the truck. I'm trying to do this like layered 3-line sketch. You're going to see that in just a second. I will be showing off this page as I wrap up this video right about now. So you can see the little inking that I was trying to do with the smoke to show that off for that truck design. Now going down to the GTX. I really love how this turned out. I didn't record through the inking process, but really dig how that turned out. So thanks for checking this out. If you are digging this, you can check them out early on my Patreon. My sketchbook should be up soon. Thank you all to my patrons. Thanks for checking this out on YouTube, and I will check you out in a couple more days with the next SketchUp video talking about Punisher and other stuff. So peace, and I'll talk to you later.